Today we rented a motorcycle in order to discover a bit more around the region of Battambang. The person that
rented us a motorcycle gave us a lot of tips and put a lot of places on our Google Maps. First stop is the temple.
Very impressive.
Very big.
A very different architecture. Today we'll be visiting different temples, modern ones like these, and there's also two older ones. If we're able to visit those, we'll also have a little look and then also dive a little bit deeper into the dark history of Cambodia. We'll be visiting killing fields and the killing caves, bat caves, later on today. Completely surrounded by all these beautiful tall pillars, which I think is very unique and typical when it comes to Cambodian temples. I've seen several that have this design, hopefully, but I'm not sure we can get inside. So this was about a 15-minute or 10-minute drive from the place that we're staying at. Let's go down for a second so I can give you a proper view of the rooftops, which I think are very, very interesting. We saw it from a very long distance because it really stands out. This is amazing. I think it's a very beautiful temple. There's a couple of houses here, probably for the people maintaining the temple or the monks. So that's that. Really interesting. Let's go around. I don't think we can go inside actually. So this would be the main entrance, and hopefully that door is open so we can have a little peek inside. Lots of gold, which is typical to Buddhist temples in Southeast Asia. Please be open. Nope, we're not lucky. Okay, it's locked up, but nonetheless, very beautiful sight to admire. It's close to the killing fields of Battambang, so nonetheless worth visiting to take a couple pictures from on the outside. So we're going to look for the killing fields now.
So we just visited the exhibition room right across the torture room. The building was built in 2014, funded by the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation. Inside the room there were many different things. One of the things were drawings drewn by the elders who lived during the time. They were very, very confronting because it depicted what they had to go through at the time. They depicted the torture that they went through, their life during that time. The elders who weren't able to draw some things, the children drew for them. So it was just very emotional. I also wanted to note that the exhibition and the torture room and the temple are completely free. So if you're in Battambang, I would really suggest coming here. It's different than the killing fields in Phnom Penh, but it's definitely good to know the history behind Cambodia and come here and just know what they went through. So next to the temple there's a school, and inside the exhibition they also teach children how to use the computers in their free time. In contrast to that, next to here is a stupa that they built in memorial of the victims. It's crazy to think about it because this used to be
full of bones.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize that. This used to be the pit where they would put the victims in. To execute the victims.
We are now at the monument, and behind us are pictures depicting the history of what actually happened. So as you can see here, on April in 75, the Khmer Rouge ordered the people to abandon the Battambang city. Here you can see people packing up their bags. Khmer Rouge actually forced all cities to be completely abandoned. The same happened with Phnom Penh. People couldn't live in the cities any longer. They all had to go to the countryside to live a very simple life by agriculture only. Here you can see the people create a new village. So they're building basic huts, abandoning all intellectuality, books, art, everything was abandoned. Here they are basically forced into labor on the fields, working themselves to death Khmer Rouge officers forcing couples to marry at mass marriages of between 40 and 20 couples. Even bicycles were confiscated. There was no right to transportation, bicycles, scooters, nothing was allowed. Here's a little bit of information. In May 1976, the Khmer Rouge seized the Buddhist temple Wat Som Rong Nong, turning it into a prison and the surrounding area into a killing field, where 10,008 people were put to death. The prison warden was Sun, alias Sot. The executioners were Korlot and Plet. In 1977, Yom became the warden, under whose administration cannibalism was introduced. Poisonous snakes were used to terrify and kill their prisoners, while others had their skulls or chests split open with holes. This monument portrays still other tortures used by the Khmer Rouge to subjugate District 41 and Region 4. The full extent of the Cambodians' tragedy will never be known. The remains of some of the victims of this genocide may never be recovered, nor their murderers identified. But the gentle and forgiving Khmer, an energetic and optimistic people, will now walk confidently through the will of shadows to reclaim their ancient culture and restore this beautiful land to become again the legendary paradise of Celestial.
Walking past this temple earlier, I didn't realize, or you wouldn't realize, that over 10,000 of lives were lost in this place. We are both very emotional right now. It was very, very hard. I didn't expect the stupa to have the bones of the victims inside, and that it would depict torture and the story of it. I knew a bit of it, but I didn't know like the details or to that extent. It made us both go a bit quiet. I don't really know what to say, except for the fact that learn about the history of Cambodia when you come here, and then you realize that all the things that you do here as a tourist help the development of the country as well.
I like to see the contrast, because there is the monument dedicated to the people that have passed away during the reign of Khmer Rouge, and then on the other side you have kids going to school,
Cool.
smiling, playing around, having a good time. And I admire that about the Cambodian people, is whenever you're walking down the street, whether it's a kid or an older person, they're always smiling. It's a bit similar to Thailand. Thailand is called the land of smiles. I think Cambodia also is the land of smiles.
Very optimistic and strong people. That's what we have noticed when we come here.
So you can only admire them, and if you come here, treat everybody in a respectful manner. Think about their history. It's quite recent as well. They're still doing their best to recover from this. Each and every person from that generation lost several family members, or a husband, a brother, a sister.
Went through torture themselves.
Each and every person lost somebody, and they're still positive, and the country is becoming strong. The country is opening up. People are honest and authentic, and yeah, you have to see it for yourself.
Definitely recommend coming here.
Reading about it is one thing,
Yeah.
watching documentaries about it is another thing, but then actually coming here and feeling this energy on the grounds that you're standing is very, very emotional. But
Gave me the chills.
yeah, but it's I can only recommend it to pay your respects to the people that have passed away in this dark part in history of mankind.
And if you can, try to donate something. We did our part, and I hope you will do the same.
Around here should be an old temple as well as a new temple. Here we have the beautiful chickens making the comeback. And let me introduce you to the Batmobile scooter version. This is our scooter for the day. Rented it at the Real Place Scooter Rental. It's in an okay condition. We paid $8 and it drives, it brakes, it's okay maintained. So for one day, I cannot complain. Lots of leg space, but it's definitely seen better days, but it does the job. Little scooter is locked and loaded, and now we're heading onto the big statue of the Buddha, the sitting Buddha. Quite huge. Not sure if it was painted once or it's just maybe, yeah, I think it was white, but then the rain has brushed a little of the color off and now it's more concrete like. That's pretty dope. It's surrounded by more statues. I think there's water as well here. Yeah, it's a little swampy area. And there we have 5 more statues, and I think there were plans to build more, but budget was probably finished, like with most of these high-rise monuments. The statue itself is nice and finished, but then everything beneath is more basic. A couple more statues here, and then we can actually go inside as well. And this was quite unexpected. Here it's actually full. Oh, too many to count. That's really cool. And here's the basement. The basement is just water. That's the murky green water that I showed you before. So it's like a boat that is sinking. Donation box for a little coat of paint. You can go inside.
Seems to be like an English school where they use like English classes over here. But I think it's abandoned now.
Yeah, it does look the part. Very colorful. Yeah, I have school vibes as well. Pineapple, coconut, thunder and lightning, windy, cloudy. So if you want to do some TEFL teaching classes, this school is in due need of teachers. I think it used to have lots of potential. Here we have the map, and right now we are in Asia, specifically Southeast Asia, and this red mark is Cambodia. That's our home for now.
The person who actually did this put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, it's very, I think it was a very nice place too. Here's the name of the class: Saskia, Hannah, Lucy, Helen, Sam, Joe, Brownlee, Evie, Holly, Katie, Jess, Holly, Becca, Molly, Jade. I almost sounded like Eminem back then.
Oh wait, is that that's German? No, can't
Holy shit. Oh my god, it's giving me a heart attack. Yeah, I have a feeling it is.
Damn. And then there's like 2.
Oh, that's disgusting. Oh my, I think we found the reason it closed. The door is just jammed out of the hinges because of this. Ugh. Look at it, it's just coming through the cracks of the door. Holy. I've never seen termite nests that big. This is really nice. And then this, I've no idea. Ooh, be careful, because I'm quite sure, because it's built on a swamp.
The floors aren't stable. Yeah. The foundation is not stable.
Yeah, because there the basement is completely flooded. And again, here is a huge termite nest. Oh my god. I'm not sure if those nests are like abandoned right now. But I imagine that's like the things you see in Skyrim or the Elder Scrolls, like those huge nests with those nasty, sickly ants coming to shoot their venom at your face. Alright, unfortunately it's closed, but maybe better so, because it's not the sturdiest building that it once used to be. And then we're going next to see the new temples, and then the old temple, which I think is behind there, and we might have to pay $1 entry fee, which I think is very worth it.
We just entered the surroundings of the old temple. We had to pay a $1 fee. You can already see the ruins of the temple. If you continue. Oh yeah, on the left of us is the new temple.
Let's quickly show that. Let's go from new to old. I think this is quite recently finished. Like, it's in a beautiful condition, full of art. You would think after Angkor, which was only a few days ago, we would have temple fever, as they call it, when you're sick and tired of visiting temples. We're just getting started. Amazing big pieces of artwork. The high pillars completely golden. These are not square as the other ones were. These are rounded off, which is also very beautiful. Typical Cambodian style. The art goes all around. Here you have the drums. The Golden Gate, iconic view. And then if we go inside, it's so much art, nice and vibrant colors, very clean. Let us get inside, take off my shoes and my hat. Really nice. It's the new temple, and now we will make the comparison to the older temple. Here we are at the Ek Nom temple. It's a Hindu temple built in the 11th century in the typical Angkor style that you've seen the last few days. I'm not talking about this temple. This is just a monument that's been around for 1,000+ years, clearly. So far we have not seen a single soul. I think there might be one visitor here, but I think it's a local even. The temple is not in the greatest condition. It's partly collapsed and completely looted. Still, nonetheless, for a single buck, you can have this nice visit. You can see it's seen better days. Lots of rubble and the locals just hanging out. I think it's an actual class here. They're probably enjoying the shade because it's pretty hot today. There was a, let's say, a wall with basically tunnels that you could walk through, but they are completely collapsed. Also here it used to be surrounded completely by these hallways. Basically it's leaning backwards, very steep, probably not the safest. And it does look like they take it seriously. Danger sign. Wouldn't want to go in there. Yeah, pretty interesting to see a temple in such a deteriorated state. That's what happens when they're not investing thousands and thousands of euros or dollars to renovate it. Still some beautiful lintels on top with a lot of detail. We can have a little peek inside here. So this is what it used to look like before, when it was completely surrounded by these hallways. This is the one part that remains. This is another entrance from the other side, and there used to be a moat surrounding it, but now it's that swampy green murky water that we showed you before. Okay, can we actually, there's a beautiful kitty inside. We can get in. Thank you. Okay. The inner walls are in a lot better shape than the exterior walls. Hey. Hey. Hello there. Very special color. Beautiful. Oh. Okay, we made a new friend. I've lost my girlfriend once again. And here we have the churning of the ocean of the milk, if I pronounce that right. We've seen that depicted many times in Angkor Wat, an Angkor complex itself. It's the mythical Hindu story. And this is actually a very beautiful view. Contrasts between old and new. This used to be the entrance. The tower is completely collapsed. And then there we have that beautiful golden temple that we visited before. Really nice sight.
I can't leave now.
No. You are friends, officially friends with the guardian of the temple. You little cutie. You're a little cutie. Hmm? What's up? What's up? Alright, we're going to treat the temple guardian on a little bit of attention, take some pictures, and then head on to the killing caves.
So we are on our way to the killing caves, another very sad and dark part of the history of Cambodia and in Battambang. These caves were used to execute the victims in Khmer Rouge. They would kill the people on top of the mountain, and then they would throw their bodies down in the cave. I've read that there are two different parts. There are part of where they would drop men, and there was a part that they would drop women, and there's also a separate part that they would drop their clothes. You can go all the way down. This is where you arrive at the bottom of the cave, where there are a couple of Buddha statues, and there's also the remains of the victims inside of here. We continued our way further down the cave, where we were met with large Buddha statues and a monk who was taking care of the temple. We weren't able to film anything because of the lighting conditions inside the cave, but at the same time we didn't mind it, as we wanted to remain respectful and hold a moment of silence for the people who have lost their lives there. This was it for the video. I hope you were able to learn something from us. We for sure got educated a lot visiting all these sites. Beside the historical context of the city, we both enjoyed our stay in Battambang. It is an authentic Cambodian city with beautiful architecture and kind people. Thank you for watching, and if you liked this video, please give us a like and subscribe if you want to support our channel.